Hey everybody, I'm Katallina, and today we're here to talk about episode 18 of Tower of God, season 2. What would you be willing to sacrifice for a massive increase in power? That seems to be the big question today when it comes to looking at what was happening with Mensing. And there were definitely some consequences to the choice that she made. Would you give up your autonomy? Would you give up your own personal desires and interests? Would you give up your humanity, your sanity? I mean, it's a hard enough question if we're asking it to ourselves as viewers because we're a bit older, but I mean, this is just a little girl, and given the circumstances that she's in and what she's trying to accomplish, it's not surprising that she falls into Verde's trap and actually decides to go along with the plan and say her name 3 times like she's Beetlejuice. I thought that was kind of funny. But in all seriousness though, it's really important to think about what it was that actually happened here, because in all reality, when Mensing made the choice that she did, which again, I'm not going to go too hard on her over because she is just a kid, what she unwittingly actually gave up during that sequence was actually her own personal, ability to do things and her own actual desires, so that even if she did obtain all this amazing power, the reasons she would have wanted, the things she would have needed to remember to make it actually serve her in any way, were instantly gone. So it really didn't end up doing her any great service. Fortunately, what we also see as viewers, and that she probably doesn't see because of her frustration over her limitations, is that Mensing actually has a power already that she likely doesn't appreciate to the depths of what she should. But again, she's a kid, so I'm not going to beat on her for it. But I will tell you what I think it is, and that is the reality that although Mensing herself is not an incredibly strong character for a variety of reasons, Mensing actually does have an inner strength and an inner charm that draws others to her and that encourages them to want to help her fulfill the things that she actually wants to get done. Whether people care about her specific message or whether it's because people care about her. And that is a strength that I think all of us can utilize to a certain extent, so long as, of course, we don't abuse others with it. And I think that many people underestimate the value that they hold to others and the importance of being able to reach out and ask for help. I think this ties in beautifully when we look at what was going on with Prince, because Prince in a way is almost Mensing's inverse. Prince was used to having constant assistance, but the power Prince had through that assistance was like the opposite of what Mensing's strength is, because hers is people willingly giving her their aid because they like her as a person, whereas Prince's was more so about the power and influence of his family and of the people that he was able to control because of that. And Prince's dilemma is the inversion of Mensing's, because Prince wants to step away from external things determining or defining his power, and instead wants to find out what actually lies within him. And we see that in a beautiful way in this episode. We also see that on top of wanting to highlight that strength, that he actually really cares about Mensing, and that his actual strengths are utilized in order to ultimately save her, both through his actual efforts physically and also through the fact that he is getting more and more clever verbally. And I think that's going to be a really great plus for him. By being able to talk to her and talk her down, it opened an opportunity for people to get the hair clips off of her, and that saved her life. The next thing I think we need to talk about as we are moving along this theme is the situation with the girl with the glasses, whose name I still don't get, and of course our right devil arm friend, who thankfully is very much well and alive, and the fact that he saves her, and somebody instantly recognizes the fact that he cares about her. And I thought that was so sweet and so moving and so beautiful. It was a very short scene, but it also shows, like, on varying levels what he is giving up no matter what he does, because he does obviously care about his history with Casino and everything, but he also cares about his feelings toward this girl. And I think that that is an amazing thing that they've touched on briefly here and there, and that really helps to enrich the effort to humanize him, especially given all that he's gone through. The last thing we need to touch on today is the inverse of Mensing's problem, which is when you have incredible power, but you don't actually have proper use of it. And when other people are able to manipulate you, which is a continuing theme, of course, for Bomb and his powers. And we actually see him kind of rebel against that in this episode, actually attacking the people who are supposed to make his first fight much easier, and telling people that he is not just there to grant their wishes, and then being told by someone that a god that doesn't grant wishes doesn't need to exist. Like, yo, look out, buddy. And that's the problem, though, of course, is that having an amazing set of powers is only so good as one's own ability to have free will to use them. We've talked about this in relation to Bomb before. It was nice to see him stand up for himself, and it was interesting to see the way that he dealt with everything here. But he is still very much stuck, and I wonder whether we'll actually see him start stepping into his own more as this situation progresses. Overall, I thought this was a solid episode. I'm looking forward to seeing what will happen in the match that Kun is going to be in next week. It looks like that should be rather intriguing. But those are just my thoughts. I'd love to know what you guys are thinking, so drop a comment below and let me know. And I'll talk to you in the next video. See you later. Bye!